So one of the questions I sometimes get is, why is it that I'm having to wait in the waiting room of your office? Why can't I be in the room with my parents, helping them with their estate planning? So I wanted to explain one of the concepts that's out there in the world of trust and estates, and this has to do with something called undue influence. So you probably makes sense. You hear that term, you probably have some sense of what that is. But in the world of estate planning, it's especially important that the person whose plan we're doing, in this case the parents, that they are the people who are present in the room with me as the attorney, and that they are not being influenced by their child or children to do something that they might otherwise do differently. So this is especially critical when the person that they may want to try and benefit is that special child who's the one that drove them to the appointment, who maybe helped make the phone call to set up that appointment. And so the more involved that child is, the higher the risk is that after the parents have passed, there could be a chance to undo that plan through a lawsuit. And what would the lawsuit allege? It would allege that there was undue influence by that child. So generally it's assumed that people are not easily influenced, but that presumption can change dramatically when you have a child who is very involved in their parents' planning and business. So I do my best to keep the child in the waiting room, let the parents be the ones to speak to me. Hopefully that's not offensive to kids. Of course, we love you children, and I'm happy to greet you and get to know you a bit. But ultimately we got to make sure that it's the parents' plan, and that's really for the benefit especially of the children, because we want to make sure that the parents' desires stand up in court if something happens to them, and that there's no allegations of undue influence, or if there are allegations, that I have all the facts that I need to make it clear that the child was not in the room when the parents made their decision. Hope that helps to explain what undue influence is. Obviously it's a lot more complicated than that, but that's the most common scenario that I see people question this, is when it comes to kids wanting to help out their parents.